Hold on. Hold on. What's up, people? I am just breaking the test thing such that we can make it better. I'm not trying to break it, but this is a time level. No. Stop. All right. Okay, so we're failing every test now, but we're failing fast, like a Y Combinator startup, as opposed to the guys sitting around on the exit for a while. Game is looking dipe. That's what I think. This game looks dipe. This is the only channel on Twitch where you can see a game that is dipe. Okay, so I want to start the game and then I just want to see under what conditions we're getting to that fail. Well, I guess the transition isn't kicking in. So we could go... See, we're supposed to check for victory in the... Check for victory. Let's try adding one there. And see, this should already happen anyway. Right, that's not in this file. So we go to waiting for victory. Well, we'll test that. Okay. Okay, so we're going to see if that helps. Nope. We'll see why. And whatever it is has been broken for a little bit. Okay. Wait, we didn't save the file. We are not going to succeed in the game industry at that rate. Oh my God, people. This is what happens when I just woke up and only got 6 hours of sleep. We fail in the game industry. Wait, are you guys hearing the game? I am not hearing the game. No, you're not hearing the game. Okay, look, it works now. If you save the file, it works. So the question is, though, so first of all, the frickin' fog transition is on the wrong timer. That's annoying. And then secondly, where does this get called from? Really? We should not do that. Okay, that is no longer a thing. I think that was checking for victory every frame, which you don't want to do. Like, we should only check when we know that something happened. Because this is a puzzle game, we know when things happen. So we do it in... Oh my God. Okay. This is really not the right place for that. So we want this to be... Okay. Okay, we don't need this long of an explanation. Is it dumb to quit a Big 5 software engineering job to go indie? No, it is not dumb to do that. It is a good idea for many people. Is it a good idea for you? Maybe. Okay, let's see if I can even Just by playing the game, win. Okay. Great. That is fine. Now let's test. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, well, okay. Let's test by removing this thing that I added. All right. 256 viewers. It says 261 for me, man. All right, it still works. So we fixed that successfully. As a bonus, we are not checking for victory every frame, which is both, it's a slightly wasteful thing to do CPU-wise, not really. It's not that bad. But you do a lot of not that bad things and they add up sometimes. But also, our tests are more, well, the movement, like the morale around the system is now higher because it works the way it's supposed to work, which is when a transaction commits, that is when things could change that change the victory condition. So that's when we check, right? Let's fix the frickin' fog thing. Why is somebody racing around the street? What is the... I don't know what controls these. It's not fog of war. That's a different thing. There's different things called fog. Volumetric fog. So this is probably just using a timer that is not, it might be using the real-time wall clock or something. Let's just look for the word time. Intro fog time. Okay. Okay, wait. Let's... Okay, I don't know why this is incorrect. Maybe the fog is just really long and you can play the whole level, like... Let me just cut it down for a minute so I could see maybe more what's going on. Yeah, I think the fog fade in, it, like, because we changed all the rendering parameters, the fog got more severe at that time as well. Let's try this. Okay, so we can at least see the level at the start often. I don't know why it's so slow still. So like this timer here, it's using manager.currentTime. Which I believe should do the right thing. Let's see. Okay, so like this should be correct. So I don't know why the fog seems to take longer. Maybe that's just how long it takes if you're racing through the level. Like you can just finish the level before it's faded in. Because of the intro fog time. Let's take a look at some of the levels. All right. I don't know, guys. I think there might be some other factor at play that we'll figure out later. Anyway, it's much better. We turned off the flashes. We turned off the foggy fogs. Now I'm going to turn off my hack to only do Heroes 1 when we do a test, because that is succeeding. We'll leave that here in case we want it. We're going to make a release build, and we're going to make a Benny test again at 120x speed. We did that last night, and we got 98 fails. But a lot of those fails are like things that we just fixed, for example. I think probably most of them. There were just flaws in the way that we were testing for a level to be successfully completed. And hopefully we have fixed them. How much of today's work is fixed game libraries? Okay, let me explain. So the fixed game libraries part, what I'm thinking about is, you know, when you're making a programming language, early on, you maybe have some crutches that you undergo. Like, we'll call into libc to do some things because it's there or whatever, right? But then as your system becomes more real, you want to get rid of those. We still have a couple, not very many, but a couple, right? And one of those is A to F, right, which converts strings to floating point numbers. Why do we still call that from libc? Because we haven't got around to replacing it. Why is that coming up now? Because when we run the profiler on this frickin' game, as I found last night, so we know that loading animations is slow. Animations are text files with like lots and lots of floating point numbers. But the floating point parser in Visual Studio is just inordinately slow. So it's a good way to sort of speed up the debug build of the game while fixing this weak link in the compiler libraries, right? And we can do that. So STB sprintf or STB scanf, I don't know if they're two different things. But anyway, Sean has some code that we could probably just use for that. And so that's the plan there. All right, we'll see how many fails we get. Check it out, bro. Oh, wait. Stop. I forgot to time it. I want to time it to know how long the Benny test takes. We're taking our fine Steve Jobs phone, clock, and go. I restarted it because I want to time all the loading, all the animation loading and stuff, because we may shave some seconds off when we fix that. Is it chai time? I still have no milk. Do you believe it? I was traveling a lot, so that's a good reason. Was the A to F implementation going to be today? Yeah, hopefully. That'll be basically after we check in this gameplay code stuff. That'll be the next thing. Actually, no. There's one or two other things that we need to fix. How are we doing the light beams? BSP trees, yes. I have a function down to downcast entities. How does it work? It is literally actually just a cast right now. It used to, so we used to have a thing where the pointer to the base data on the entity was like a pointer stored on the entity, right? Or you could imagine doing the ECS thing of having an index. We don't do either of those. At this point, it is simply a cast of the same pointer, but I use that just in case we want to switch it basically to something else. Because a cast, like if you decide to change it and then you want to search for casts through your code, like that's annoying. But searching for those is like, hey, there they are. All right, 3 minutes and 15 seconds, which is much better than the 50 minutes that it took yesterday or whatever. We have more than 10x'd our Benny test speed. We do have some fails, but I think they're legit fails. Let's see. Oh, we had another bug. Guys, I shouldn't have run that Benny test because we have this problem that I forgot about. This is a thing we have to fix before we do A to F for sure. Like there's just never... We just don't start the Lily transaction for some reason. That's really weird. And I don't know how many levels are failing because of this. Maybe not that many. So now maybe all the people saying, why don't you run this without graphics, will stop asking that. So annoying. All right. This is now an impossible level. What happened? Either we no longer test the lilies, or we do it, but some state is not correctly set up, and so it's failing. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the lily file and, oh God, stop this stupid thing. Update lily timer, move lilies. Okay, that's probably certainly never gets called. Let's see. Oh, it does. What? Three lilies. Transaction. Single move, 0. Oh. All right, well, we make a 0 moves. I must have really broke something. So we know this works. So we do this for all 3 lilies. We set the flow direction. Whoa, wait. We don't have flow direction. Flow direction. None. It should not be none. Exhibit A is that they're inside a river. Okay, so why could this fail? It's a wrapping level. Maybe they're in the wrong positions and we don't correct it. 2, 7. 2, those look fine. Okay. Let's just see. Sample ocean flow. Info. Ocean present false. I mean, it looks to me like there's an ocean present. We didn't set per frame sorted Z oceans. Oh, I remember moving that. I remember moving that. Okay, hold on. We have to see where we get called from. Simulate, update lily timer. So this is a thing where when I did this, I knew that it had to happen in order, and I didn't do it. Or then I didn't remember that, and it didn't get maintained. Per frame sorted. Wait, what? Z sorted oceans. Okay, so did I accidentally delete this? No, it's here in simulate. This has to happen. Where's update Lily timer? Okay, so what happened was I broke simulate, like we were talking about in yesterday's stream, into two parts. One part that happens for cosmetic things, and one part that doesn't. And this is the part that's not for cosmetic things. And I thought the Ocean Z sorting, I had a mental lapse and thought it was cosmetic for rendering, but it isn't just. We use it to detect gameplay stuff. It's not just for rendering. We should not do this every step, probably. It's only called quicksort if we have a lot of things, which is, we almost never have more than one ocean. So, you know. Okay. Here's what we do. Else per frame Z sorted oops. Whoopsie. Actually, is that okay? Maybe. Now we're doing something a little dangerous with memory, where sometimes we treat it one way and sometimes we treat it another way. Let's put it in temporary storage. That might break something, hopefully not. Okay. Looks incredible debugging inside Visual Studio. I mean, that's what happens for any language when you write out debug data. Why is there even a command interpreter for the console? For what, you mean my shell here, or do you mean in the game? Hey, look, it works now. And the test works. So we're going to rerun a Benny test. We'll have at least one fewer fail, hopefully. I mean, I might have broke something. In the game. Well, one, we don't have the language rigged up as a library right now, which probably wouldn't be that hard, but we just don't do it. Two, that's not an interface for programmers only. It's for like everyone on the team, most of whom are not programmers. So like, why do you want to make everybody use a programming language? Three, I don't want to use a programming language when I just want to type in a simple command. 4, if you start veering into general computation, you have to deal with problems that you don't have to deal with if it's a simple command. Is it better to calculate your model matrix on the CPU or pass separate position, rotation, and scale matrices into the shaders? I would only do that second one if you have a reason why the shader needs to know those things individually. I don't know. I don't know why you would do that otherwise. Told you I might have broke something. Okay, so this being temporary is probably not good. It doesn't have to be. How are you managing level data? What does that even mean? What does managing level data mean? More specific question, please. Location of blocks, they're entities that have positions. Each entity is a data structure, and it has a vector 3 position on that data structure. Oh, hold on. Let's time it. Reset. So it was 3 minutes and 15 seconds last time. It might actually go longer because we fixed some levels that were failing. Go. Do I define a level programmatically or with a level? No, there's a level editor. You need a level editor if you're going to make a reasonable game. Honestly, you can't. Okay, I say that, but all the puzzles in The Witness were just written in C++, but the visual parts of them were done with a level editor. Here, where the game is mostly geometric like this, you need an editor. You don't want to try to go without one. So anyway, to the people who always ask, why don't I run this headless? It's like, this is why, because you make your game better and then you win. And it, like, that's just a different reality. The reality of knowing you can constantly make your program better and then it'll win and kick everyone's ass is a different reality than the one where everybody's like, oh, we can't handle everything that we're trying to do, so we need to cut features or make our software worse in some way, right? You don't want to be in that second reality. And this is still not that. I mean, we could make this a lot faster. This is just, what we got after a couple hours of working on it. We could make it a lot faster because it's honestly not doing that much. How should you balance opportunity costs of quitting your software engineering job versus going indie? It's not like that. Like, look, if you're seriously entertaining things like maybe I'll work in my boring job for 2 more years before going indie, maybe you shouldn't go indie because it's not for you. Like, I'm trying to express what I'm thinking here. You are not able to correctly weigh the opportunity costs because in many cases, being in a boring job has very high costs, but people do not weigh them accurately because most people stay in their boring jobs, right? Oh, 3 minutes in like 13.5. So we actually got a second faster somehow. That's great. How are we doing for fails? 26. So it's a little better, but also expected after last night's change. Oh, we really only fixed that one level. Okay, well, it is what it is. Let me just re-record a couple of these while we're here, and then I'll send out an email. Would you make a level editor for procedurally generated levels? Maybe. It depends how the procedural generation works and all that stuff. Okay, let's see. Okay, it's probably timing of teleports. Wait, no, why? This should be an untimed level. Whoa. All right, let's see. Let's see what's going on. How do I do this? I don't remember the solution to this level. So if I turn this left or right, it's no good. The only real thing I can do to it is push it north. And then I'm hosed. What do I do? Oh, I need to mirror. I need to mirror and rotate at the same time. I need to like rotate this left. Oh wait, no, I don't need to do that. I could just do this. Okay, so I wasn't hosed. All right. So I don't know what was wrong with that recording. Fallible 3, I do know. Magnitudes, let's not deal with that right now. River Maze Loop is one of mine. I don't remember how to do this one. Let me see. Oh. So I get the ting tangler going. I teleport onto it. Okay. So I need to get the ting tangler going. And then I need to set things up so that I can teleport onto that, which means that this has to be one up. Okay, but the problem is, after teleporting onto it, oh no, maybe not. So I want to divert it, right, which I can So you need to divert it so it goes to the goal. I could mirror the stone onto there. Is this really one of my levels? Yep. Thought so. Okay. So I could mirror the stone onto there. It can go around. I can mirror it off, but not really. You know, some of these levels might be harmed by the skipping stone bug that we still haven't fixed. Like, let's see if this comes back for some reason. No. Okay. Okay, so we launch this guy. We can only get on him with the mirror. That's the whole point. And we've got to divert. So the problem is the following. Once this is going, the way that I can divert the river is like this. So I need to do this. But then I also need to get on the guy. And now that I've done this, oh, I can get on the guy. Oh. All right. I was making it harder than it is. Sorry, people. See, I can just hang out here and wait. Tangler. There we go. Let's do rover square 2. Okay, this guy is not strong. Okay, now my problem is I kind of hosed myself because I'm blocking both beams. So I don't want to do that thing that I just did till later. I'm going to sync those. Whoops. Wait, what happened? Oh, the beam was blocked. Drat. I don't remember the expedient way to solve this. Okay. So now we're almost there. We just need to delay both of these by 1. Or no. Actually, that's not right. Okay. We can do these by 1. Come on, bro. My brain just doesn't like to wrap itself. Oh, that was it. There we go. Solved. Question is, can I do that any possibly faster? Okay. It's also broken. Interesting. Okay, I'm going to sync these two up again, and then problem is I solved it in the wrong order, so I'm hosed now because I can't ever modify this top guy. Okay. No. Okay. Start over. So this is the strat here, I think. That minimizes interference. That was not the strat. So you kind of just need to make a window at the top for a while. And that's just hard to think about. Okay, so that guy's good. So we just need this guy now. Okay, he's almost good. There. Okay, but there is still some kind of playback fault, interestingly. Because our first recording didn't succeed, so that's weird. Oh, this level. Screw that level. I don't like the perspective here. All right, I haven't played this level. Let's see. So if I try to run past the dragon, I get toasted. I can't really push a stone in front and then run opposite. What I can do is the following thing. This will rotate the dragon. I don't know if this is the intended. This doesn't seem like red light, green light to me, but this will rotate him when he goes through the thing. Oh wait, wrong square because the perspective is so jacked. That looks like what, so this is me playing back the previous solution, and it's basically the same. He did it in a different square. It's just the timing is different because of the thing, so that's fine. So we do this, we do that, Whoops. We let it go like that. Okay. Interesting. There's something with undo, maybe. Let's try it again. I don't know. I don't like the fact that these are not succeeding. But we're also playing back at a much higher playback rate than we used to. Whoa! Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that? Y'all see him toast me facing the wrong direction? Did y'all see he's facing left? Oh, how did it work the first time, but not now? When he's on the second square. Okay. This we're going to have to adjust later. This is a thing about when things look like they're turned versus when they are turned. This is, we'll polish that later on. All right. Yeah. Okay. Can't do everything at once. I wish you could. Can't do it. This level I don't remember how to do. This is probably just timing. Let's see if I can figure this one out. I really want it to be there. Okay. This level, oh, it's this one. I mean, I don't know why that one broke. Frogger I don't want to do right now. Okay. This one again. This is a very timing sensitive level, so that's probably what happened. Okay, what do I have to do again? I need to... No, that's not right. Let's go here. 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 No. Okay. So like there. Oh, except that rock is in the wrong place. Okay, hold on. I need that there. There, there. There, there. Go down. Oh, did I not record times? Dang it. So I'm going there, there. There, 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 there. Shoop. All right. Oh my God, this level is one that I made that I don't remember how to do. Okay, so like if this level functions correctly, I can't actually get to that island, but I can go here. So like I need to go there somehow. All right. So I can do that. So if I start skipping the stone, oh, I can just, okay. How do I do this? I mean, I could throw one away, right? Actually, it's not being thrown away. Good. Okay. So I could do that. And the thing is, how do I get one next to it? Well, okay. Can I step through the previous recording? I could. I just want to remember. I mean, I made this level, so it's kind of interesting to play it when I don't remember the exact idea. Like, I feel like I want to put another stone to the right of this so I can teleport out there, walk one square to the right, and use that mirror. I don't really know how to do that though. Oh, yes, I do. What? I'm stupid. I am stupid. I do it like this. Okay. So now I'm here, and now I want to get further. Actually, way further. I want to get there. Okay, if I can get there, which I can. Well, we can do the first step in that. And then who knows? Okay. So we can do this. Now I can stand there. Thing is, I need to get one like, okay. So I can go here. Whoops. Okay, we didn't think through that part. Okay, we do it this way then. We do make this guy go over there first. Get out of the way of any of the mirrors. And then we do that. Okay, so now this guy has a stone. And he can put it right on top. Bummer. That doesn't really help me. I need to see, I'm trying to come around the south edge of this thing so that then I'm in range of this mirror. To be honest, we haven't really used the purple beam for anything yet. I kind of don't know why it's there. Could pushing the mirror help? Maybe. There's only like one mirror that I could push, so the question is, where would I put it? I mean, if I pushed it into that column, I can't use it for anything good. Okay, wait, if it's there, it can't be a total coincidence that that's the same spot, can it? I mean, I can easily drop one to the north there. If I use all three of these stones, I could get one. Actually, no, if I use two of them, still don't know what the purple beam's for. Okay, here's what I can do. That's not what I wanted. I don't know if I can respond to that fast enough. Okay, that seems too tweaky. If I had done that first, problem is now as soon as I mirror anything, I lose that stone. So that's not really good. Let's just see what the solution was. Okay. Clearly, I started doing the right thing. And probably what's wrong is I didn't correctly make an L around that corner there. Let's see. So he sends that over there. He sends that over there. Oh, she's okay. Yeah, I'm an idiot, everybody. I'm an idiot. All right, so I just didn't have that. That's what the purple beam is for. Okay, we're actually gonna, whoops, can't do that. We get that. We can use this stone to block other stones is what's happening. Now I think we know we're going to want to go around this. So let's do it in order. Let's do it in order. So I needed that out of the way so I could do that. Okay. And then I'm going to go there. Whoops. She's going to push that, and I'm going to teleport. Okay, we made our bridge. And now we're going to lie in it. So now I can get onto that island. But let's save this stone, which I kind of screwed up, I think. We can save it by doing this and pushing it back on a different row like that one. Okay. So we now have full control over these 4 stones. They're not, see, each of these characters can only push one thing, right? Okay, so my theory was I wanted to get around that plant. So this one I can just do. Bam. And then I want to do some stone blockage here. So I want to do the far one first, because if I don't, then I can't do the close one. So, bam! See that? It's as if by magic. And then it's as if by Magic the Gathering, which apparently is a racist card game. I don't know. Boom! You see that? People? And then the question is, how does she get out? But let's just verify this. Okay. Now, how does this lady get out to her exit? I mean, if she could... Oh. Well, she very obviously. Duh, I'm a dumb person who doesn't know anything about this video game. Oh, right. Okay. So, this guy needs to come on back for a second and help her out, which is cool. All right. So all that needs to happen is she could go there. He could move the thing. Oh, now he's screwed. Except, oh, come on. How does he get back? How does he get back? Just delete from game. I mean, we've almost solved it. The question is how to solve it, right? All right, well, he can't come over there because he'll never get back. Because I'm tired. Let me just see. Oh, God, I'm stupid. Guys, see how stupid I am at video games? Do you see what my problem is here? Okay. Can I interest you in understanding what... Don't make me get the Plan 9 video out. Don't make me get the plan... Did I record? Let's just act like we know what we're doing here. So he's going to go back and send her a stone there. And then she's going to save this guy from being stuck as well. It's going to be a little bit hard. Not that hard. Okay. Whoops. Don't disappear off to infinity, bro. Okay. Now what? We do our thinger, my bobber. We do this, and then this, and we're gonna want to block the thing. Easy. So easy. Okay. Now, whoops. Now, we do that. We do that. Because we're not stupid. Oh my God, people. Okay. Great. Okay. Great. I think that's fixing enough of these for now. Now, the thing is, we have some no check-ins. We've got a number of them. Okay. Actually, I want the main explanation to be, I guess, here. Okay. By running the controller proc for many small time steps until the player crossed the line between squares. However, this was an ill-posed situation since animation control can affect acceleration, which affects times on the controller proc, which and we don't want to play the animation or guess what it will do until until the transaction is already closed and conflicts are resolved. But to close it, we need to know the commit time. For now, for maximum robustness, we just use a constant that is hopefully close for most situations. In the future, we could try a version 2 of the controller proc thing that maybe doesn't care about animation. So few here sticks to decide whether to tend or lengthen the constant. Okay. We use no check-ins every day. Yeah, I guess we don't. Do we use this stuff? Okay. Okay. And then I'll put that in here. Okay, this is actually one more thing that we need to fix. We're going to leave that one. We're going to leave that one. Because it generates problems. So this number, I had a no check-in on it because we don't need that anymore. Okay. So, any questions about what just happened in the past hour before we move on? Rad tools don't seem to answer indie devs. Do you recommend any other profiler on Windows? I mean, they do. I'm an indie developer and they talk to me. Did you say something that made them not want to talk to you? Like, do you have a free license? Like, what did you say that they're not answering you? I can't believe people in chat are having a discussion about how long lines of code should be maximum. What better way is there to prevent yourself from programming something useful and good that will help the world? Why don't you guys start talking about what colors you should use for JavaScript syntax highlighting? I really would like to know that. What size protobufs should you use in order to get maximum syntax highlighting for JavaScript? I had a question about your habit for writing long comments. It's pretty uncommon. Any particular reason for this for comments? Because most people are bad at commenting, right? I mean, a comment should tell people what they need to know. How much knowledge is there in a complicated program that you need to know? There's a great deal. A lot of it you can tell by reading the code, but a lot of it you can't. Or a lot of it you could eventually get to by reading the code, but it would take a great deal of time and energy, and you're saving someone a great deal of time and energy by taking 1 minute to write a comment. Now, you don't want to comment too much. There is such a thing as way too many comments. But, like, sometimes it's important. What IQ does one need to finish the game? I think if your IQ is less than 7, you will have a hard time finishing the game. I think that is a true statement. An IQ of more than 7 is not a guarantee of finishing the game because, as we know, standardized tests do not exactly correlate with real-world performance. So you bet UEFI stuff would drive me crazy. I probably agree, which is why I would never use UEFI. And I would not support it. Sounds like you would have to start with your own hardware. No, there's open firmware that doesn't use UEFI, or however you pronounce it. Why do I dislike UEFI? Because it's giant and horrible and silly and way too complicated. And we have to simplify computers at every level, or we're just going to keep staying in a mess. What if you have an IQ less than 7? Well, if you have an IQ of less than 7, there are plenty of video games out there that are for you. It's just maybe not this one. I think there's a game that came out this past week or two that a lot of people were talking about that might be for you in that case. Not supporting is UEFI is like not supporting 64-bit. Disagree. Strong disagree. I think UEFI will go away eventually. Also, you're misunderstanding what I would be doing when I make an operating system. I wouldn't be making an operating system for everybody's computer. I'd be making one for a specific computer. Which computer would it be? I don't know. I don't know. I'm just saying specific hardware that is as simple as possible while being effective. How does the tprint function work? Yes, it uses the temporary allocator. Temporary allocator is a standard facility in this programming language. Okay. Let's see if we can repro this problem with the skipping stone doing the wrong thing. Let me go back to this UEFI thing, though, because there's something here that, like when you say, oh, you can't not support that or whatever, it's like that is the same kind of reasoning that everybody always uses to prevent themselves from getting anything done. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, you can't make a programming language. It'll be too much work. You can't make your own game engine because only Unity is allowed to do that. Right? Yes, that is the common knowledge and common opinion. And the fact that it's the common opinion is why, if you also believe it, you will not allow your things to do things outside the envelope of what everyone else is already doing. You get what I'm saying? Oh God, this bug. I never fixed that one, man. All right, let's just do this for a minute. I'm going to write that down on the paper, though. X64 block bug. If you're going to do things that other people can't do, that starts with believing things that other people don't believe. That is, in fact, the only way to do it. UEFI is here to stay for the same simple reason that it makes it too easy to restrict what one can and cannot do with the hardware they have purchased. Well, that's fine. Like I said, I would not be making an OS for MacBooks, so why do I care about that? Like, I don't understand your point, honestly. You have to fight against that negativism at work every day. Yeah, it's weird. It's constant, and it's a human thing to do that. But the people doing it don't seem to understand that that is precisely the mechanism by which they are condemning themselves to mediocrity. Is in that time when they say that negative thing to you about what you can't do, they don't know what you can't do. They know what they believe they can't do. So they're talking about themselves, right? And they're talking about not wanting, part of the insidious part is people know that if you do something awesome that they don't think they can do, then they will look bad. And so then they want to prevent people from succeeding at some point because it'll A, make them look bad socially, and B, it'll show that they're actually not as good as they would like to think that they are or whatever, right? So for all these reasons, just don't listen to those people. And similarly, I don't entertain that kind of talk in this chat because there's some ways in which we're kind of in trouble, honestly, and we need people who are gonna do some good things. And this, if you spend all your time talking people out of doing good things, you're not only not doing good things yourself, but you're actively preventing the world from getting better. So, all right. I kind of don't know what to do besides this. I mean, maybe it's not a problem. Maybe I just wait till we get a repro and then deal with it. How would you develop games for the consumer operating systems most people use? I would probably use those operating systems when it comes time to ship the game. possibly in a VM if things are fast enough to do that at that point. People are afraid that if they try and fail, it'll look like they make a bad decision. Well, that is true as well. I would say that both of those things are actively happening. All right. I kind of want the rock to keep skipping. Because we had this num out of bounds skips. Right. So we'll just... Let's see if that works. Nope. I guess we set that after. Out of bounds skip. Where is this set? Wait, why do we have an info? Oh. Okay. Let's move this down here so it's more visible. Okay. So that's set right here. Okay, so if we're off the grid, we just let it go. So like, let's just look at where the stone stops skipping from. Why are we not starting up? Are we? Oh, we're in a breakpoint. We're in. Somehow I didn't see because I was dorking with the UI. Okay. Okay. Commit transaction. So here we can just say maybe that is a true statement. Maybe not. Let's see. It is not currently a true statement. Bro. So much stop skippings. I thought I put a breakpoint at stop skipping. Should I remove it? No. Maybe it's there? Oh, that's start skipping. All right, well, now let's see what happened. I'm just looking for somewhere to put a breakpoint. There we go. So okay, skipping did get set to false by someone. Okay, this was the other thing. Over a gap. If the rock is skipping, right, this is new code. Yeah. Okay. So that is disabled if we go out of bounds. That's exactly what is supposed to happen. Is it goes some number of squares off the universe and then disappears. All right. I think we check this in. Change to the time when transactions commit. This breaks some tests, but they need to be recorded. Sorry. This fixes some inconsistencies in playback, in test playback, and removes something that was adding chaos to the, adding confusion to the game runtime. Fixed behavior of stones skipping off the map. Sped up full game tests. Full game control B test by quite a lot. A full test currently takes a bit over 3 minutes. That's pretty good. It's me, Mario. All right. If you want to clone a hard drive, I just move the files over as one normally does. And that's good enough. Oh yeah, like, sure. Totally. Like, all this like hidden secret boot sector and stuff, like whatever, it's like you can do that, just do it behind the scenes, I guess. He plays it on a notebook with Intel HD 3000. Pretty crazy for such a good game. Great, I'm glad you like it. Although so Intel HD 3000 is pretty close to the very bottom end of what that game supports, and there definitely were some graphics bugs on some of the Intel HD series. Maybe it was just Intel HD 2000s that it didn't work on. So he might have just squeaked through with the right thing, but it was very frustrating because Intel stopped updating their drivers at some point, and we were like, well, I don't know. Well, I'm glad it runs. I'm glad he can play it. We always want our games to work on as many systems as they can. Okay, let's fix this frickin' thing. Okay, first let's fix it. We don't have debug information in. Okay. Okay, so this why is this? All right. I'm getting really annoyed at things that people did that make this, it's like suddenly complicated and hard to think about. Like we have these definitions of debug and final, but they're being set not related to these other things. It's like, what the hell is going on all of a sudden? It's supposed to be simple. Like, why is this setup debug not the same? All right. It's like, okay. So we have start a workspace. We pass these options, the name, the procedure, and then these things, who put these in? Like what? It's just the wrong place for them. It's complicated. Get blame. I'm not going to get blame. So I think what happened is, oh, well, no, I mean, okay. So this is going to say add debug and final declarations. W, debug is true, final. What does debug even mean? Okay, it's just a thing that we probably should call that something else. There are multiple problems here. One is that these were different. Two is that this name debug is terrible, because does it mean that there's debug information compiled in, or does it mean something else, right? I mean, I guess we inherit that from C, but I'm going to want to think about what to name that. Okay, so we're going to do this. Okay, so there we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to do that. And we're going to do I mean, you sort of almost, like, I guess what somebody was thinking was maybe we can toggle these from outside, but like nobody's doing that. They're just redundant, right? And then, like, do these really need to be separate functions? All right. We're not going to do this here. We don't do failovers now. Or not in that way. Okay. Great. See, like we already very obviously, all right, this is the day when we do some non-trivial changes on this. So this is all very redundant now here too. So setup final, setup release, setup fast, setup debug. Okay, those are our 4 builds. Okay, let me make sure that compiles. Whoops. Right, we forgot to take those out. So these are not a thing. If we want to control those, we'll add some method of control back later. Okay, this is what actually the problem was. I was thinking there would be something like this. So the deal is we're trying to add a build string too late. Except see, if this is too late, then this is too late also. It's like not legal to do this. So this is in the wrong place. That's all. Hopefully. Wait. Now I'm confused about what's happening. Oh, this. This was like all... Oh, no. Okay. I see. Okay. So the problem is the following. This actually does need to be down here. Okay. There is a legit problem, but I want to figure out a better way to solve it. So the problem is, I reverse things. Options have to be set before any source code is ever added. All right. The thing is, how do we... So this isn't going to... Oh, maybe this works. I don't remember my own constraints because we changed them in the past year. Yeah. So these options have to be set before we call compiler begin intercept. All right. But I don't want to have all these different weird stuffs. So here's what we're going to do. Let's try this. All right. We're just going to call the same procedure twice. We actually should maybe reverse this, but now you know what we should do. Okay, forget this. Forget this. Sometimes when you're trying to do the best job, you change your mind several times about what you're doing. Just have these frickin' things set variables. Okay. Okay. Well, even because they're capital in the source code, right? Okay. So we're going to do this. We're going to pass this. And this procedure has the option to modify these, right? And then usually you don't have to think about it because most builds are debug true, final false. All right, so setup, all right. We're going to do this, do this, going to do this, going to do this. Okay, so then added.final is true, added.debug is false, all right? Everybody else, I guess this is like added debug is false. I don't even... Okay, and then these are debug true, final false. All right. So here we're just going to do this. We're going to compiler begin intercept. Let's just call this added. We're going to do that. Okay. I believe the children are our future. Oh, I'm programming the wrong language. Oh, and then, of course, we capitalized these, which I like. Because then I know what they're for. It's like, oh yeah, that's the actual debug and final in the game. Okay, so now then I changed the variable names, so we have them here. Okay. Well, we got that to compile. Okay, I like this structure much better. It is less redundant and confusing, and there wasn't really that much code spaghetti happening there, but there was like concept spaghetti in the old version. So now we do not have concept spaghetti. Which is good. All right. The whole reason I was doing that I didn't even do, but it's fine. So now we're generating debug info for the x64 build, which makes it take a little more time. I think we're doing that successfully. Let's see. Let's set a breakpoint and see if we can debug. All right. Call stack. Hey, it's great. Okay. x64 debug info. Now, what? Well, I want to debug this frickin' crash that we have seemingly in x64, and this bothers me because it could be a compiler bug, it could be a bug in the code. I don't know. There we go. So we're making a wall set. It 99 minus 1 center 1210. Z is 2147483647. Do you think that's out of bounds? Does anyone know? Does anyone know if this is out of bounds? Okay. You checked it and it's okay? All right. All right, well that's okay. People say that's okay, so. All right. So this wall set, wall data, corner dimensions, okay. Position, copy properties. Okay. Maybe expand. Bam, it's already hosed. So center is probably it's already broken. I1, I0. Well, we certainly okay. We are doing a divide by 2. I guess I put in an optimization where we arithmetic shift right or logical shift right to divide by 2, but that only works if it's unsigned. You can't do that if it's signed. So we have a minus, it's probably minus 2. Right? Minus 2 would be OX, FFFF, FFFE, or some crap like that, right? Okay. This was me thinking I was being fancy. Divide. Do we actually do this in the front end? Because I don't see it here. Do we actually? Okay, hold on. Let's just search for LSL. Is it logical shift or LSR? What is it called? It's not ASR. Shift right. Oh, it's SHR and SAR. Okay. That's the only SHR by CL. We said that the compiler would give more information to make it easier to track down seg faults. I don't remember which discussion that was. Maybe some more context would help remind me. What else was I saying? We might just have to step through everything to figure out where this happens. Like, I swear this is getting converted to a shift. By the x64 backend. Or the front end. Is it in Constexpr? Divide? Who even talks about divide? Oh, right, that's a different, okay, that's a different bytecode than the divide by constant for some reason. Okay, if right is constant, okay, then we convert it here, I see. So we should be able to, okay, let's repro this in a very small program. All right. That worked. But I believe there were S32s in the program. Still worked. Is there something about divide equal? That messes it up. So for some reason, it's like different if it's on a struct, but only in x64, right? If I LLVM it, it's fine. So what is that all about? Right, this should be fine for any, so if this is -1, right? No. Wait, what? Oh, because we have to be x64, sorry. Yeah. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of all this. I'm pretty sure there won't be any other integer divides if we don't put in basic or anything. Okay. Actually, no, we want to look at the compile, right? Not the... So let's go to constexpr. Maybe for some reason, oh God, this is going to be terrible to debug because it's a frickin' macro. Let's just see if we end up there. We do not. Hold on. Let's look at this a little bit more. Oh, we gotta print the answer. Oh. Okay, so that still happens. So it's not divide equals. So is it reading from the struct that's the problem, or is it writing to the struct? It is reading from the struct. What? So we have some kind of a situation where, okay, my bet is this does not happen with S64. All right. If I do this, it's going to be fine. Yeah. But if I make it S32 or S16, it's going to be wrong. So I think the problem is in our integer divide handling, purely in the back end. And it has to do with the divide not ignoring garbage in the top of the word in some way. Like we're not, like pre-divide, we're not correctly like doing something. Okay. Okay. So all right. We didn't ever print divide by constant. Ever. So that's not where it is. That's floating point. Okay. So we're not setting up the register correctly. Wait. What? Okay, are we succeeding in the game? Okay, we're running the wrong compiler, guys. There we go. See, when things are weird, sometimes they're not that weird. You just are bad at programming, right? So that's all. Oh. It's not an arrow, right? God, this language sucks, dude. Okay. We've got some divides by constants. We have one at line 13 of our A. Right there, divide by constant. Okay, great. And that is number 1, not number 2. So we can get rid of our 2. All right. So we're going here. And we have this idiv 64. Okay. You know, all this is, this move 64 indirect should be a move extend indirect. I get this wrong all the time. That's all. Great. Rip bug. Sometimes I am bad at programming. Great. Okay. Fixed an integer division bug in the x64 backend. Good to know about that one. Let's put a little more detail on that. Sub 64 sizes smaller than 64 bits could generate incorrect results. Oops. Oops. Now, let's see what happens when we go edit our terrain and it doesn't crash. Hey, look at that. Whoever thought that we would be able to do this again and it wouldn't crash? All right. I'm sure glad I waited a month to fix that. All right. Okay. I don't think we have anything to do here. Oh, yeah. Okay. Great. How is everybody? I kind of feel like having a very short brain break. Or maybe a nap, honestly, because I didn't get enough sleep last night. And then, so I think there's one more thing we could do on the game, but it's really minor and we don't care. So the next thing is maybe the floating point parsing, which we can go look at, right? That's in, is it in simple string? A to F, where is it? I don't know why it's in string. Like, there needs to be much more of an idea about what it's like. Okay, this converting string to float is not like a string manipulation library function. It's like a basic string thing that a lot of people want to do, right? I think. Well, we shouldn't use A to I anyway. Like what that library should be, what this string library should be is more like, you know, string manipulations, like oh, we're kind of doing regexp things or whatever, or just substring matching, or like that's a thing that's different from convert this string to a number. It's just different. Okay, so now parse int. Why is there parse int and what is that? Ooh. Delimiters. Parse token. What? This is like a whole different library, I think. what even is this parse stuff and why is it here? Like, all right. Like what? What? Why are you making a function for that? Okay. Like what? He even says, oh, they're kind of lame. Okay. Well, then why are they there? Why? What is going on? Like when you say read float, why don't you just swap the order? Here. What is even happening? All right. Like, I don't want to change this right now. Like, the thing is, we sort of want to replace this with STB anyway. I mean, really what we want to do. So for this library, we've just sort of got some string stuff that people do in here. And it's not very organized. It's not very thorough. And like, we should just decide what are the things. And part of the problem is early on in the compiler, I knew what this should be, and then other people started messing with it, and they didn't know what I thought it should be, and they started making it something else. And that got really confusing, and then I had to clean it up a bit to do a separation of things. And then now it's kind of not anything meaningful or consistent. It's just like whatever code that manipulated strings sort of ended up here. And that's not that good. The problem is I don't have a very strong opinion on what a good string manipulation set of code is, but that's very simple and that's very easy and fun to use, right? Like why isn't path stuff just its own bit of code? Like why is that in string, you know? Like, what even is that? Like, you sort of want a path library that does things like remove dot dots and the previous whatever. And like, that's not string. What 3D model format do we use during development? We have our own format. It's very simple. Problem is that there's a lot of things you can do with strings. That is true, but You don't need to do most of those things, or most people don't want to do most of those things. So you provide something simple that does the common things. I also frickin' hate slice. I don't like that. That's a bad thing to inherit from Go. You shouldn't say slice. Let me find, that's going to be in here, right? Is it that much more optimized that you, no, it's not optimized at all. It's simple, and you don't have to use somebody's gigantic slow library to load meshes. Okay, so you're very used to the slice terminology. Lots of people are very used to C++ and saying vector to mean array. I don't care, it's wrong. Well, vector to mean array is just wrong. Slice is just bad. It's not wrong, it's just, it's not incorrect, it's just bad. Substring is more informative. Yeah, it's just a little long, and it also implies it's a string, which it may not be if it's an array of a different type. What's wrong with slice? Because it's a verb for modifying things. Slice means to cut something into pieces, which means you modified the original thing, which is not what is happening. Yeah, vector is the worst. I don't understand how C++ people can take themselves seriously when they say vector all the time. Okay. If I keep looking at this string code, I'm going to get grumpier and grumpier. So we're just going to say, at some point, there's going to be a project to do the official real version of this, and that point is not right now. You think I need some cheesecake? I don't have any cheesecake. It's a problem. It's a problem. Of all the things C++ gets wrong, vector is not one of the big ones. I mean, it's not big in a certain sense, but it's just really, really stupid. Is a plan to use STB Sprint? Yeah, probably. So let's look at this. Like we already include this in the compiler, and it hasn't really changed. Does this parse? Is this just output? This might be just output. It looks like just output. We don't actually want output. We want input. I had assumed that that would be in here, but it isn't. Okay, that's fine. There might be one. Oh man, don't we get a better page than this? Why is it on GitHub now? Dude. Oh my God, is this the official place now? I'm so sad. Okay. What? How do I even look at this anymore? Why not make my own? Because I'm going to make one by just porting what's there. Reading floats is actually pretty hard to do correctly. It's really nasty. Printing floats is easy. I mean, it's easy in principle, and then you have to do all this stuff to deal with, just regular features and engineering concerns. All right, so let's just. How do I just get the list? Fucking GitHub. Can I just? It's like entirely, this view is not what I ever want to see unless I'm working on the project. All right. This is more like what I want to see, and it's like way down here. I'm so annoyed at everybody right now. Okay. Vorbis, image, true type, image right, image resize, recpack. Does he literally not have a scan for floats? Well, we can look for somebody else's. I mean, what's in this one? Memory checking. Wide to UTF-8. Linear controller. I sort of feel like this isn't going to have it. It's not the kind of thing that's in here. In C Lexer, there should be one. What? In C Lexer of what? Oh, here. Let's see. But it might not be trying to be super fast. Let's see. Parse float. Okay. That looks better than calling A to F. What's the license? Public domain. All right. So we can delete a lot of this. We don't care about hex floats right now. That's like half of it. And then he's calling some other stuff. All right. Let's try this. We're just going to put this in a separate program to start, right? We're going to go here, and we're just going to go here, and we're going to go string to float. I guess Q is the output. Let's see. All right, and then I don't know, something like that. I don't know what order we want those in. Maybe we don't have a success. So we get rid of the hex floats. We get rid of the hex floats. We get rid of the hex floats. Good call, though, for saying to look at the CLexer. Okay. So we're just going to say S is 69105314159. All right. So base is just going to be 10. All right. This is a float 64. Yeah. Don't think we can have a super big exponent and then return value. Something like that. Let's name this S. Wait. All right. I'm just scooting back and forth. So this is there. It's there. I'm gonna do some stuff. Okay. And then of course this is whacked. So I'm just messing with it. Okay. So this is just the loop that does I'm just going to do this. So if we're in there, okay. Except we don't advance. Let's do this. Just make it a little faster. What do we use S for? Was this something that I added? I don't know. Okay, so if it's a period, let's do this. All right, so this is just a little loop for same thing as up there. Except we're doing the power. This is not that fast of a float parser. I mean, it'll probably be a lot faster than Visual Studio's, but like, like we're doing a float multiply every digit instead of a, yeah. It's fine. We could make it better. Okay. We're going to make this the same. And then going to do this same. Okay. Same loop. Maybe we put that in a macro almost and just say what this line is. Except this could just be value as well, like. And we're counting, like instead of, we're now counting where we are. So cursor here tells us how many powers of 10, so we can convert that to a float at the end. And like, yeah, I don't know. And this exponent isn't, that could be declared down here. And then we have another exponent in here. Sean, bro. Okay. Right. What was it called? STBC Lexer. All right. So calling this S for string. Like we're not even, there's all sorts of bad stuff here. Like how do you know? See, I guess this is assuming that there's a zero termination. So you could have E and then the zero and you won't read off the end of the string. But for us, that's not really true. Yeah, that fast double parser. Well, oh, you know what? I should actually have asked Jeff instead of doing this. We could put this in for now. The problem is, like I said, actually parsing floating point numbers correctly is really not that great. So maybe we're just going to do this one for now. Need to check for an optional negative value at the beginning. Yeah, that's only if you want negative numbers. Who wants those? See, I kind of don't know if I want to continue doing this. We'll make it work. But like, this is temporary anyway, because we probably want to use Jeff's version. And Actually, I'm not going to say no check-in use cursor because why did I no check-in that? Because we're probably not using this in the long term. So definitely this language is more verbose than C for doing simple character manipulations, but there are benefits that come with that. And we sort of made decisions, like when I did this hash char syntax, which of course syntax may change, but I was like, you know, I'm intentionally gonna let character manipulations get bigger syntactically in order to save the syntax for other things. Wow, this is the same loop. I don't think we're ever going to check this one in because it's just there's all these robustness issues about checking for all these things, and I kind of don't want to. I kind of would prefer to try to do the exact accurate one that I do remember Jeff sent us a long time ago. So I think I'm actually going to stop here. I think I'm going to take a stream break. What did I save single quotes for? I don't actually know yet. We were using them for something and then I removed them because that ended up not being that good. And currently they're unused, but that means we can use them for something good. Apache license. I'm sure the Apache license probably sucks. Maybe it doesn't. I don't want to have to know what the Apache license says. I guess that's fine. I don't know. I don't want to deal with that though, honestly. What does boost say? Yeah, we could do that. MSVC STL has a good implementation? No, I don't believe that. I simply don't. I don't think anything in STL that I've ever seen was a good implementation of anything. So I simply don't believe it when you say that. I don't care just about fast. I care about simple and straightforward and not using template garbage and not looking like a giant Microsoft piece of poop, right? All of these things are important. Like this looks way too long to me, although it's a lot of really short. I mean, I guess it's not bad. Wait, guys, why are you? This is what happens when I don't get sleep, guys. This is the opposite direction. This is float to string. Float to string is easy. I've done float to string that's competitive with this in speed. We're doing string to float, guys. Why are you guys spamming me with a zillion? Oh, now we're talking about licenses so everybody can bike shed licenses. Why do I want to read licenses? I don't. I don't want to read licenses. Oh my God. I mean, we do want to do float to string at some point later, but that's not what we're trying to do today. All right. Why is it named S to F.C? Well, good question. Why does history just not show me the page I was just on? I don't fucking understand this browser. This is a different project. It goes the wrong direction, guys. Is string to float a difficult problem? Yes, it's much harder than float to string. Well, I don't know. I don't fucking know what to use. So I'm not going to do this right now because didn't get enough sleep, and this might be correct. It might not. I don't know. It seems like it is. It seems like they're taking care to do all the little things. All right, it's break time for me. We'll come back later and maybe look at this. Like, I guess by the time we remove the debug prints, the thing is there's all these supporting routines that, like, I guess that's just a bitcast. But like all this stuff, like how much code is this going to be when it's done? I don't know. Okay. This looks promising, though. It looks like something we can do. It looks like it's being more careful about rounding and stuff than Sean's was. Sean's was just like, let's just get some floating point numbers in here. Which is honestly, like, of course, I have a float Lexer. Why didn't I use mine instead of Sean's? Because mine also is not careful about that stuff right now. Or no, maybe I just call A to F in C++. I don't remember. All right, I'm going to take a break. I'll probably be back later today. Thanks for coming by, everybody.